been a really, really long time since I've been able to do one of these. I don't know that I was even filming videos like this the last time that I went there, so I'm not sure that I've ever filmed a video quite like this one, but it is a library book haul. The last time I even went to the library was pre-pandemic, and even then, it had been a while, so, as you do, basically, how long ago was it that I reviewed that Hilary Duff book? Go back through videos, find that. That's how long it had been. That's how long it had been. But I used to be that person that, like, checked out, well, as a kid, I would check out the maximum number of books per renewal period and everything. And I would always use the max number of renewal periods I had, but I would do the math on how many pages a day do I need to read to finish all of these in time to have read them all in that amount of time. And always did it with flying colors, usually with time to spare, since once I was, like, in the groove, I wanted to keep going beyond just what the minimum number was of pages that I needed to hit. So, as one does. But then, I don't know, in my teens somewhere, my dad totally screwed me over royally. Told me he was bringing my books back to the library one time, but totally forgot them in the trunk for, like, months. And left me with a huge frickin' bill to pay off that shouldn't have been mine to pay down, but ended up that way. And it wasn't until, like, my mid-20s that I went back after that, paid it off, and started going regularly again. By then I was, like, so out of practice of regular reading that I started out with, like, one book. And even with all the renewal periods, couldn't finish that one frickin' book. I should go back and figure out what book that was, check it out again, and, like, finish it for realsies this time, but anyway. So then I decided, let's start easier. Went to the YA section. Checked out one. There we go. Okay, so next time I checked out 2. Then I checked out 3. And I started to go, like, a whole series at a time. And, like, I really hit my stride hella fast. And then there was, like, a bunch of years in there that I was doing this all the time. Although by then they had, like, raised the maximum number of books to such a ridiculous number that I don't think I could ever realistically do all of them. Because now, I don't know if this is true of all libraries or just ours, you can check out 100 at a time. I don't know who's checking out 100 at a time, but apparently you could if you wanted to. You're welcome. But anyway, yeah, I think my maximum was like 60 something, and that was with my sister also checking out books on my card at the same time. So, yeah, that. I think my own personal best was like 38 at a time. Anyway, so totally was in the habit of that, and then just, like, fell off the freaking map somewhere along the line. For no good reason. I think just life got busy. Etsy got busy back when my Etsy was still a thing, back before I had to move everything over to eBay, and my sales are nowhere near what the Etsy ones were, but I digress. So I kind of fell off the map with that, and I just recently was like, I really want to get back into this again. So during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, and there was nowhere to go and nothing to do, I started getting back into the reading habit with, like, ebooks at home. And then I started being unsatisfied with just this. I really like having an actual book in my hand, so then I started buying books from, like, the grocery store in that little, like, paperback novel section that they always have, like, new and, like, bestsellers over there. But they mark up the price, like, way beyond the suggested retail price. Like, a regular little paperback that should be retailing for about $10, maybe $12, they were selling for $30. So when things opened back up, I got real tired of that real quick and I stopped doing it. But then I read an article just, like, over the weekend about how libraries are still, like, quarantining books 24 hours after they come back in the libraries just to be uber safe, and they still require masks. I was like, so why am I not going to the library again? Fuck it. We're going back. So, of this particular author that I kind of started, like, falling down the rabbit hole with during the pandemic, at a very inflated rate, and for the silliest reason, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and, like, work through all her books. Of the ones that they had at the store, I noticed they all had a thing in common. Every single one has a doggy on the cover somewhere. Now, I don't know that that's true of literally all of them, but at least all of the ones I was seeing from her all had dogs on the cover somewhere, like a Where's Waldo. And I kind of fell in love with that. Even if a dog had nothing to do with the story, I didn't give a shit. That was reason enough for me to buy the books. So, I figured that's a good enough starting place as any. And I know she has a bunch of Christmas books, so I was looking on the library website. Found some, put them on hold, but then they took so long to come in on hold that I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go there and see what they actually have in person, on hand, and just get whatever they got. And I thought maybe I'd get like 4, 5, something like that. I came home with 15. And then like 2 days later, the 4 books I had put on hold came in. So now I have a grand total of 19 books to read in, like, well, you get 3 weeks for each renewal period. So there's the initial checkout period and then 2 renewals. So 19 books, 9 weeks. But these are such easy readers, I feel like I can do that. And if not, there's nothing stopping me from checking them out a second time a little bit down the road. You know. Anyway, this isn't even all of them that she's written. These are just the ones that they had in stock on that day. Plus the 4 that I picked up today that were on hold. So, I know, y'all are like, Jen, what the actual fuck? Yeah, I'm kind of questioning my own self right here. And when I told my sister why this particular author and why I started buying the book, she's like, oh my god. But then I expect, but it was during the pandemic though, and you know what, anything that could bring me a little bit of joy, I was kind of desperate for, and she's like, enough said. You know what, I feel like anything that brought anybody joy during the pandemic can be written off as, it was the pandemic. I'm like, thank you, because, yeah, honestly, yeah. So, anyway, the books that I got, and yes, I will be reviewing them here as I read them. And I also have one more that I just own that I'm finishing up the last couple pages of. That'll probably be the first one that you see reviewed here. I don't know why I wasn't reviewing the other ones as I read them. I don't know. It was while I was still working at Mod too, and there just wasn't enough hours in the frickin' day, and then it slipped my mind, then I don't know. But anyway, the ones that I got right now are, they're all by Debbie Macomber, or Macomber. I don't know how you pronounce it. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. But anyway, so I picked up Mrs. Miracle Christmas, which, doggy on the cover right here. We've got Silver Linings, a Rose Harbor novel, which, see, this throws the whole dog theory out of the freaking window, because there's no dogs on the cover of that. But most of the others have dogs. There's also Rose Harbor in Bloom, a novel. Okay, now they're just making a liar out of me. Maybe it was just like one subset of her books have dogs on them. Because the more that I'm pulling these out, I'm like, actually none of these have dogs on them. Any Dream Will Do. I think this one's just a standalone. A Walk Along the Beach. Window on the Bay. Okay, we're back to dogs. Summer on Blossom Street. See, we have a little Yorkie. We're back with dogs. Alright, we're back in business. Which ones am I reading first? The ones with the dogs. We have A Girl's Guide to Moving On. We have Kisses in the Snow, and it looks like we have a giant pommy here, and I love it. I'm just like, oh, I want this doggy right here. We have A Country Christmas, which no dog's visible, but I bet you there's a dog in it somewhere. But this one's a nice chunky one too, so looking forward to that. And yeah, some of these will be finished and reviewed post-Christmas, since I did this so late in the game that I was like, I really should have thought of this like at the start of December if I'd been smart, or even like November, but I did not think of it until literally this past weekend. By the time y'all see this, it'll probably be after Christmas, but this is like the 22nd is when I'm filming this. So, anyway. We also have Family Affair. Oh, look, we're out of dogs. We have a cat. It's a ginger cat. The best cats. We also have It's Better This Way. We've got Alaskan Holiday. See, this makes up for some of the ones without dogs, because this one has 2 dogs on it. It does not take much to please me, I swear. We have Starry Night. We have Mr. Miracle, which I suppose goes with Mrs. Miracle. I should see if it matters which order they go in. Like, are they connected or are they standalones? Oh, soon to be an original movie this holiday season. I should look for a movie too. Okay, so we have all those. And then there's the 4 that I picked up today. So we also have Dear Santa. We have Dashing Through the Snow. That was the one that I really wanted. Apparently there's also a movie coming for that one too. The Christmas Spirit, and another one with 2 dogs. And finally, Holiday Lights, which another little dog. So I know you guys are like, Jen, the dogs are literally not the point. I know, but I love dogs, so anyway, but yeah, am I completely ridiculous for this? Do I care? No, I do not. But I feel like it's one of those things where I go through streaks like this with reading where I'm really just die hard about it, reading all the time, all the things that I can get my freaking hands on, and then there's long streaks where I don't even touch a book. And there is no in between. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into the habit, because I thought I was going to get back in the habit at the start of this year. I even on Goodreads set one of those reading goals for 24 books. I made it through 6. I'm reading number 7 right now. I don't think we're going to hit the 24 goal by the end of the year. I don't think there's any way in hell, unless I cheat and read little kid books just to... I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that, but you don't gain anything other than bragging rights for hitting it. I've hit it in years past, but regardless, yeah, I want to get back in the habit of it again, because I love it so much, and it's one of those things where when I don't do it for a long time, I don't realize how much I'm missing it until I start doing it again. Then I'm like, oh, now I feel like me again. Okay, so anyway, and that is it for this one, guys. So what are you most looking forward to me reviewing first out of these? Let me know. Feel free to tell me how ridiculous I am down below. Feel free to leave suggestions down below. Anything about anything, really. And as always, you know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload. Leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddit, everything and more. It's all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.